Welcome to another video of HTML, CSS and JAVASCRIPT. Today I'll be showing you how to create a beautiful side navigation menu. This is called Essentials KE. Now today, as you can see here, I have H1 and an open icon. When I click on the icon, I can see the navigation menu slides from the left to the right, and I also have a close icon. I can open it and close it, and as you can see, the transition is 0.3 or 0.5 seconds, and also this navigation is responsive, so I can minimize it. So right click on your browser and hit inspect, and now you can see in our responsive mode I can click on the open icon and you can see the navigation. I can also close the icon, open again, close the icon. I can change the device to BlackBerry. I can also change to, let's say, Pixel 4, and when I click on the icon it opens, closes and opens. So this is our old project, and now let's dive into our new project. I can minimize this and open my VS Code. In my VS Code, you can see I have side nav as a folder, and inside this folder I'm going to create a new file and call it sidenav.html. Then create another new file, sidenav.css, and again another new file, sidenav.js. And now in our sidenav.html is where we are going to write our HTML code, then CSS, then final JavaScript. Now back to my sidenav.html, I'm going to write HTML, then boilerplate to generate my VS, to generate my HTML code. As you can see, I also have some commented codes which we do not need. I'm going to delete them, and this one also. Now inside my body tag, I'm going to write an H1, and this H1 I can say as, let us go back to our finished project and see. As you can see, our H1 says this is our side navigation menu. So we can go back to our VS Code and write this is our side navigation menu. This is our side navigation menu. Now let us right click on our VS Code and open with Live Server. So Live Server opens a new project. As now you can see, we have, this is our side navigation menu as our new project. Now let's proceed. In our body tag, we're going to add some elements, div, and the div is going to take an ID. You can say an ID of side nav, right? We can say div ID of side nav, or we can say my nav. So I can say my side nav, then a class of side nav, right? Then we close our div, and inside our div we're going to write some anchor tags. So tag, then href, and inside the href we are going to write JavaScript. colon, then say void. Inside the void we say 0. Then after that give it a class of close btn, and this is a class to close our button. Then we proceed and also give it an on click, so that when we click on the button we want it to close the nav, and the nav is a function. And we can also define that icon to close the menu, and this is and times, it's just an X that way. Then we move outside the anchor tag and we define our menus. So ahref, then we close this and say about. Then we copy this and paste it several times. So our first link is about, and our second one is services. And the third one is, we can say careers. Can say careers. Then the last link is contact. Can say contact. Then we move out of the div, out of this div. We can move out of this div and create a span tag. Say span. This is going to take some styles. Then we say font size. Font size of, we can say 30 pixels. Right. Then we say cursor. Cursor we say pointer. Right. And next we can also define an on-click function. So you move outside and say on-click. On-click. And the on-click will say equal to open nav. Now you want to open our nav, and the open nav is a function that way. Then we define the close the open icon. So we close the tag, then we define the open icon. You can say and hashtag 9776. Alright. Now let us reload this in our browser and see if it is working. Let us reload. Now you can see we have, this is our side navigation menu. Then we have our links, we have our close icon. Maybe I can zoom this so that you guys can see. Now you can see we have our H1, our close icon, and our open icon, but they are not working because we haven't defined our JavaScript and CSS. Now we can go back to our VS Code and define some JavaScript code, but before that we have to link our HTML and JavaScript together with CSS. So I can say inside the script tag, the source is sidenav.js. Then inside our link rel style sheet href, I can say side nav.css, and also give this project a title, like this is side nav, right? This is side nav. Now let us reload again and see. You can see here, this is our side navigation menu, our H1, our close icon, links, our open icon. Now everything is working fine. Let us go back now to our VS Code and define some JavaScript. So here we are going to define a function that opens and closes the side navigation menu when we click on the icon. So I can say function, and the function is open nav. The function is open nav. Then I can say document dot get element by ID, and our ID was my side nav. Let us confirm. ID is my side nav. We can just copy my side nav, go back to our JavaScript and paste it there. Then you can say dot style dot width, and the width is 250 pixels. You can say 250 pixels. Let us go back to our home project and see what it means by 250. So this is the width. It means that when we click on the open icon, then the navigation slides inside 250 pixels. As you can see, it is moving inside 250 pixels and back. Now back to our VS Code. Now we have defined our first function, which is open nav. Now you can proceed to another function, and the function is close nav. Then we say document dot get element by ID. ID is still my side nav, right? Then you say dot style width equal to. Now we want it to go back as we close the navigation menu. Now we can say 0. You can say 0 pixels, but 0 I prefer that. So you can say 0. That way. Now let us go back to our browser and try to load this. As you can see, when we click on the icons, nothing is happening because we haven't defined any CSS so far. Now back to our CSS, we start giving our browser some styles. We start with the body, then we say font family, you can say Helvetica, Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. Then we proceed to our classes and say class side nav. Then we give it a height of 100%. Then width of, you can say width 0. The next is position. Position is fixed. Then z index is 1. top 0, then left is also 0. Next is background color. You can say hashtag 111. The next is overflow hidden. Let's say overflow X is hidden. Now we want to hide our links, right? Now transition is 0.5 seconds. Then last but not least is padding top. We can say 60 pixels, right? Now we proceed with our stylings. The next one is the class side and grabs all our links. Then padding 8 pixels, then 8 pixels again, 8 pixels and 8 pixels. No, but that's 2 pixels, right? Now the next is text decoration. Is just none. We don't want to have our links underlined and the color to be blue, so we say none. And next is font size. You can say font size is 25 pixels. And next is color. Now the color of our links, you can say hashtag 81 that way. And next is display block. The transition is 0.3 seconds. Alright, again we proceed with our stylings. You can say dot side nav hover. Now we want to hover over our links, and also we set the offset, not offset but off canvas of our links. Then we want to set the focus. You can say focus that way. Then we just give it a color of hashtag F1, right, that way. Then we proceed with our stylings. Now we go to side nav. You can say side nav that way. Then we close. We add a class of close btn, right? Now we say position absolute, then top 0, and next is right. Define right and say it is 25 pixels. Then the next is font size, and the font size is, you can say that 6 pixels that way. Then last but not least, you can say margin left, margin left, then we say 50 pixels, 50 pixels. And let us try to reload this in our browser and see. Now you can see if we load this, when we click on the icon, when we close it, we can see our site navigation slides inside the browser 250 pixels, and when we hover over the links, you can see the color is changing and also the close icon. Right? Let us load again. Open, close. Now it seems that everything is working fine. Let us go to the media queries. So outside this, we can say at media screen, and max height, we can say 450 pixels. Alright, max height 450 pixels. Then we want to define our side nav. Then we say side nav, and inside here we say padding, padding top, let's say 15 pixels. We can say padding top 15 pixels that way. Then the next one is again the side nav with our links. Then we say font size. Font size is 18 pixels. Right? Now let us go back to our browser and load again. When we click on the open icon, now let us inspect this. Now you can see dimensions pixel 4 in our device. Everything is working right. Now let us also change the device. Let's say BlackBerry. It's responsive. Let us go to our responsive mode, where we can enlarge our browser. Now you can see the icon is working well, the slide is working, sliding 250 from the left towards the center of the browser. Let us try to hover over our links. Now you can see everything is working fine. Just close, go back. Everything is working fine. Now I also previously had created a video on side down navigation, where when you click on the icon, instead of the navigation menu sliding from the left or the right, it actually drops downwards and it covers the screen 100%. I will include the link in the description so that you guys can go and also watch that. Now thank you for watching. This is Code Essentials KE. This was all about today's video, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.